Let me take you live to Kumasi now. Nanaya Ojima is in your shot there at Oyerepa FM. Nanaya, we are learning the station has shut down. Bring us up to speed with what happened from last night up until now.
Yesterday, the management of Oyerepa FM and also some staff, that is the morning show host and other people who are involved with the morning show, were at Menchia Palace, and where they tried to apologize to the Menchia Palace for the comments that Mr. Kumasi Traditional made on their platform. Now, their argument is that even though their morning show host allowed him to completely make the allegation about the chiefs concerning their involvement, what is alleged to be the chiefs' involvement in Galamsey, he also tried, that's the morning show host, tried to whip Mr. Odike in line. And at a point, he had to change the subject of discussion due to the nature of what Mr. Kumasi was saying, or according to the radio station, whatever Mr. Kumasi was saying wasn't in line with what they were discussing. So they had to change the topic. They were not expecting him to veer into that space. So the morning show host had tried his best to whip him in line, and also at a point had to change the topic. So this shows their remorse, and they went to apologize. But the Menchia Palace says since the issue was still being discussed by the Menchia Palace, or the matter was still being the chiefs were still trying to get Mr. Odike to get his side of story and discuss the issue further. If Oyerepa FM would want to show their remorse, they should shut down for today or till the end of this discussion before the Menchia Palace accepts this apology that Oyerepa FM is giving. Therefore, today, in compliance with the directive, they've decided to shut down. Meaning Oyerepa FM is now off air, but the Promise Media operates both Oyerepa FM and Oyerepa TV, and some of the shows are exclusive to Oyerepa TV, including the morning show on TV. So for this reason, the TV this morning went ahead with the morning show, and the host sat in and had the normal or usual programming, but the radio didn't show up today. And after then, some other programs like the sports and other social programs which are picked from radio are off due to the fact that the radio is not working today. So it means that there are some programs that the Oyerepa TV picks from Oyerepa radio, and due to the fact that the radio has been asked to shut down, these programs are off the screens today. At the moment, I'm learning that they are playing back some shows and other movies that they can use to keep the TV alive. So this morning, the information I have further is that the management of the radio station are in a crunch meeting, trying to find a way out of the present situation. So presently, as you can see, there are some staff who are still here. The information I have is that some of them are TV staff, and also others are radio staff. But due to the fact that they had to show up for work today, they are here, even though they do not have much to do at the radio station.
Nanaya, is it clear whom they are in the meeting with? I'm talking about management of the radio station. Who are they meeting, and exactly what are they hoping to finalize or come out with at the end of the meeting?
Haven't been able to pick much from what exactly is happening at the meeting or who they are meeting, but the information that I receive from my sources within the radio station is that the management had to meet today and discuss the issues or the way forward. So that is what exactly is happening, but the people who are in this meeting, I'm not able to confirm.
What has been the talk in Kumasi since this incident and since the directive of the Traditional Council for the station to shut down, and of course the actions of Odike? What has been the talk? What are people saying about this?
So the people are divided over the matter. Some believe that this matter is being taken too far. There are others who believe that the traditional authority will have to deal with the situation the way they are dealing with it. So the people are divided. Mind you, Oyerepa radio station is one of the very popular radio stations in Kumasi. So there are listeners or people who are addicted to this brand today are not happy, especially within the central or the business district. There are a lot of people within the area who are addicted to some of the programs on the radio station. So there are some people who are unhappy with the fact that today their favorite radio station, that is Oyerepa FM, is not on air.
Well, Nana Aljuma, thank you very much. And once you're there, we'll be keeping tabs on this story to bring our viewers up to speed with what happens there, because we are learning this morning that the National Media Commission is actually meeting on this particular issue. They are considering the situation following the Kumasi Traditional Council's directive for the station to shut down. As we know now, they have complied with that directive and the station is not transmitting. Of course, they have other media outlets. The TV, Oyerepa TV, is going ahead with normal programming, but the radio station has shut down, complying with that directive of the Kumasi Traditional Council. We've also learned that the GJA at the national level is taking up this issue. We are learning that some of the executives are actually moving to Kumasi to find for themselves the fact of the issue and try to address it. But let's bring in Suleiman Brahma, who is the Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa. He joins us on the phone. Mr. Brahma, thank you for your time here on NewsDesk. Only 2 weeks ago, we're discussing the issue and the actions of the Adan Traditional Council barring Radio Adan from covering an event, the Festival of the People. That we all agreed was an affront to media freedom. This development in Kumasi is definitely worse, isn't it?
No, certainly it is. And again, it's an act of censorship. Traditional authorities exerting their power to act in a way that certainly undermines the freedoms that the media must have to do their work.
What do you expect of the National Media Commission? Since this is about the second incident in the last 3 or 4 weeks following the Adan incident, that we're seeing some sort of friction between the media and our traditional leaders. Is this something that you expect the Media Commission to take a very strong position on, even though we are learning this morning that they are meeting over this Kumasi issue?
No, absolutely. I think it shouldn't be something that is taken one at a time, because they are going to Kumasi today. What about the next time we hear it is the Yana who has ordered a radio station to be shut down? Or the next time it is the Zugrana of the Kusak traditional area who has asked a station in Garu to be shut down? Or is the Ogua Traditional Council that has asked a radio station in Cape Coast to shut down? Here talking in Accra, it's the Gamanche who has asked JoyNews to be shut down because somebody has said something unpalatable about the gas state or about the Gamanche. So we need a broader conversation going forward. Of course, we do recognize, just as in the case of the Adan situation, it's a very dicey situation. You don't want to do anything to suggest that you are undermining the dignity and the authority of the traditional authority, even as we certainly say what they've done amounts to censorship. You want to get the radio station to continue to do their work. But if we are not careful, what that does is that Oyerepa FM gets on air and it's intimidated about what it can say and what it cannot say. Radio stations in the Ashanti region will feel intimidated. So that if a chief is even doing something that is wrong, it's almost like, well, he's a chief. We cannot say or anything or criticize them. I don't think that we can be in a country where we say when chiefs do something that is not right, then we keep quiet and gloss over it.
But even looking at the merit of this case, I mean, the issues that Chief have is with the businessman and politician, Akwesi Adai Odike, who has allegedly indicted them or accused them of complicity in the issue of illegal mining. I'm sure if you have listened to the tape, Mr. Barma, you notice that the host of the show tried, addressing the issue and bringing his mind to the fact that this may actually incur the wrath of the chiefs. Why should the station, and this was a live show, he did all he could, and yet Adai Odike was, insistent on his position. Why should a radio station suffer any consequence at all, if there is, for the actions of Mr. Adeodike?
Well, that's why I say it's clearly the exercise of traditional power to censor a media organization. I don't think that the Kumasi Traditional Council would want to say that if you're a radio station in Ashanti region, don't talk about chiefs. In any case, when it comes to the issue of Galamsey, which Odike was talking about, last year, Otunfo himself at a public forum talked about the alleged involvement of chiefs in the Galamsey exercise, or at least their support in the activities of Galamsey, and warned that certain chiefs are even under investigations by him, and if it is established that indeed they are involved or they support the activities of Galamsey, he would not hesitate to exert the heaviest sanctions against them. We know that Galamsey activities are ongoing in the Ashanti region just as it is in other parts of the country. The point is that if you are a chief, and powerful as they are, and Galamsey activities are ongoing in your area, rivers and water bodies are being destroyed, forest reserves are being destroyed, and you say you are powerless, you cannot do anything, even as your traditional area or your jurisdiction is being destroyed. And then somebody talks about the fact that, look, unless a chief is involved or knows about it, these Galamsey activities cannot happen. I think what the person really is saying is that the chiefs are so powerful that unless they know about something or they permit something, it cannot happen. How does that constitute an insult? Is it the case that when Otunfo said about this, literally the same thing last year, the chiefs couldn't act because that was coming from Otunfo, and this one came from Odike? Like I said, we revere our traditional leaders. We know they are embodiment of our culture, our heritage, the traditional knowledge, and they are embodiment of wisdom. There's no doubt about that. But I think the power that the chiefs have is not because they command any powerful military. It is because we revere them for the institution that, you know, they hold on to, the dignity that, you know, is accorded those institutions. But if they begin to now take the laws into their own hands, because if you don't comply, people will come and attack you or will show you where power lies. If it goes on like that, like I said, every chief will now begin to act in their own jurisdiction in a powerful way that would undermine the democratic society that we are all developing. When the Constitution says the media shall hold all duty bearers accountable, it didn't say except chiefs. And so, please, I think it's important that beyond this incident, we have a national dialogue about what chiefs can do, what chiefs cannot do in the context of media freedom, in the context of press freedom. That is not to say that journalists can do whatever they want to do on air. I mean, professionalism is the cardinal point.
Mr. Braham, I'm grateful for your time this morning. That's the Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa. And on the substantive issue on the attack on the businessman and politician, Akwesi Adeodike, the regional minister, who is also the head of the Regional Security Council, has indicated that he's directed a thorough investigation, asking the police to retrieve CCTV cameras, footages actually within the enclave where Odike's office is, in order to be able to investigate and arrest the perpetrators of that incident. This is News Desk with me, Ernest Mino.